You got the thing. The degree, the promotion, the number on the scale, the launch. You'd imagine how it would feel for months. And on the day, there was almost nothing. A flicker, then flatness, then a slightly guilty question you didn't say out loud. Is this it? Meanwhile, someone you know, with half your results, walks around feeling like a winner every single day. Those two facts have the same explanation. The explanation is in Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within, and it isn't that you're ungrateful or broken, or that success is meaningless. It's a piece of hidden machinery he calls rules. By the end, you'll be able to read your own and rewrite the ones that are robbing you. Start with the mechanism. You think you value success, love, health, and you do. But a value is abstract. What actually fires the feeling is a rule. Your personal, mostly unconscious condition for when the value counts is met. Not do I value success, but what has to happen for me to feel successful? Ask two people that question and you'll get two different machines. One person's rule. I feel successful anytime I make progress on something that matters or help someone or learn. Another's. I'll feel successful when I earn a specific number and keep it, and everyone relevant acknowledges it, and no one my age is doing visibly better. Same value. One rule fires daily. The other has fired maybe twice in a lifetime, briefly. Now watch the machinery decide two people's entire experience of the same moment. Hawaii, 1991. Robbins is at Waikoloa for a total eclipse of the sun, a genuine once-in-a-lifetime event. Crowds gather, and clouds roll in over the viewing site. The sky darkens eerily anyway, day becoming night in the middle of the Pacific, but the disk itself stays hidden. One man storms off cursing that he'd spent $4,000 to watch this on television. Near him, a woman is saying, "I feel so lucky to be here. How many people get to experience this at all?" Most of the crowd left in disgust. The sky cleared 15-20 minutes later. Identical event, opposite experiences. The man's rule for a good eclipse required a visible disk, perfect conditions, value for money, things the sky decides. The woman's rule required being present at something rare, which she controlled by showing up. Nobody chose their feelings on that beach. Their rules chose for them. And your flat feeling on Achievement Day was chosen the same way. So diagnose yours. Robbins gives 3 marks of a rule that's set up to make you miserable, and your empty success rule will match at least one. First, it's nearly impossible to meet. If feeling successful requires the extraordinary daily, the machine almost never pays out, and hitting the goal just exposes that the bar instantly moved. Second, things you can't control decide whether it's met. Other people's recognition, comparison with whoever's winning this year, the market, the weather, the algorithm. If your permission to feel good is countersigned by forces outside you, you've made your emotional life a hostage, and hostages don't celebrate. Third, it gives you few ways to feel good and endless ways to feel bad. Check the asymmetry. One narrow gate to success, the number, the title, but 100 tripwires for failure. Any slip, any comparison, any Tuesday. A rule shaped like that isn't a standard. It's an ambush. Where did rules like that come from? Not from you. That's the unsettling part. They were absorbed. A parent whose approval had conditions. A school that graded on one axis. An industry, a feed, a city with its own scoreboard. Robbins' point is that most people are running rules they never once examined, let alone chose. The misery isn't a character flaw. It's inherited configuration, which means the fix is configuration 2. The rewrite has 3 moves, and they mirror the 3 marks. Move 1. For each core value, write the current rule honestly. Finish this sentence. I feel successful when, and keep writing until the real conditions are on paper, including the embarrassing ones about money and other people's eyes. You can't edit what you won't print. Move 2. Rewrite it so it's winnable, inside your control, and generous. I feel successful anytime I make measurable progress, keep a promise to myself, or do the hard thing first. Notice the shape. Anytime, not only when. Robbins is blunt about the objection here. This isn't lowering standards, because the standard for your actions can stay brutal. You're changing the rules for your emotions, and those were never helping you perform anyway. Move 3. Flip the asymmetry. Make feeling good easy to trigger and feeling terrible genuinely hard. Keep one narrow, serious rule for real failure. I only count it a failure if I quit or violate my own values, and let everything else downgrade to feedback. That single edit deletes most of the ambient misery in a week, because most of it was tripwires, not tragedy. The self-test, and it takes 1 minute. Recall the last achievement that felt like nothing. Write what your rule must have required for even that day to fail the test. Then ask the eclipse question, was I the man calculating what the clouds owed him, or the woman who got to be there? Same beach, same sky. The rule was the only difference. One last honesty, rules regrow. The feed will reinstall the scoreboard. The old configuration will drift back. So rerun the audit whenever the flatness returns. It's not a sign the method failed, it's the maintenance schedule. The machinery never stops running. The only question is who wrote the current version. You didn't fail to feel successful. You succeeded precisely by rules you never agreed to, rules where almost nothing counts and the sky has to cooperate. Rewrite them, and nothing about your ambition changes. What changes is that the person doing all that work finally gets paid. The sky cleared 20 minutes after most of the crowd walked away. Be the one still standing there.